Right here, they are some of the foods that I harvest from the farm that I planted in the northern part of this country, Uganda. I'm a farmer in semi-arid areas. They are hard to farm areas. Indeed, they are hard to farm areas. So many people are asking, what is keeping you farming? What is the motivation behind? So I've come today to share with you, my viewer, what has kept me farming, to make sure I can harvest this kind of food, to make sure I can change some of the complicated characteristics of semi-arid areas: famine, hunger, malnutrition, poverty. Sincerely, when there is no food, malnutrition is inevitable. Poverty is inevitable because every money somebody will get will first think of what to eat. So I'm here to show you what has kept me farming. First thing first, number one, that has kept me farming. It is from the Bible. I read my Bible every day, and I got a very good verse here. It is in Isaiah 51, verse 3. I'll just speak for you exactly where I want to read. That though her land is a desert, I'll make it a garden, like the garden I planted in Eden. So, when I read this, I said, now, if God has told me can make for me a garden, like the garden he planted in Eden, then why shouldn't I farm? I started farming slowly, and I'm still farming. And I've got food. I thank God for that. I thank God for the viewers who are in desert areas, deserts of Namibia. Yes, thank you for farming. We are going to get food. When you read from Isaiah 51, God is saying, I'll make for you a garden like the Garden of Eden. Our God is not a liar. Can make for you a garden. You'll have food on the table. Food will be on the streets, in the markets, in the supermarkets, or everywhere. So I've come to give you 10 reasons that have kept me farming in semi-arid areas. Point number 2, what has kept me farming in the semi-arid areas? I do mulch a lot. When you come this side here, I have the mulches that I've used in my garden. When you look all over, it is mulched properly. Some of these things, the mulches, I've got them from the neighbors. I go and visit them, I tell them, please, you have harvested your maize, I want to clean for you your garden. And some of them, they're like, Christine, it is okay, you clean for me my garden. I'm like, yes, let me clean your garden. So I clean their gardens. I bring all these maize remains here into my garden, and I keep farming. So, besides that, with all this, I don't stop there. When I harvest a banana, like the one I've shown you there, I get the banana stems, chop them, like this. And all these banana fibers, when they dry, they become fibers. I use them and mulch. And I mulch my gardens. So in this kind of weather, in the dry seasons like these ones, I do mulch a lot. And I keep my soils moist. They'll keep giving us food. We shall stay having food on the table. For today's video, I've only come to share with you what has kept me farming. 10 things that have kept me farming. That is point number 2. I'm taking you to point number 3. What has kept me farming? Come along with me. I show you. Number 3. I do a lot of organic farming. Here we are. I have my manure mixing center. This is where I mix my manure from. What I have in here is the goat's dung. I have goat's dung in here. You can see for yourself. This one I've just put it of recent, but you can see the droppings. They are real droppings. So I make a lot of manure, composite, all those things, and they help me to farm. I do a lot of organic farming. It is cheap. It is easily accessible. It is available around in the communities. So farming with Christine, you'll enjoy. Actually subscribe to my channel if you haven't, because I'm always here with the cheapest, the quickest, the easiest and best methods anybody can farm with and have food on the table. So if I have the cheapest, farm with me. I do organic farming. Besides that, I have some rabbit urine here. This is rabbit urine. All these things are organic in nature. They help us to farm a lot here at the farm. These are the things we use and have food on the table. They are cheap. Rabbit urine, it is a manure. It is a pesticide. I've tried it on tomatoes. I'll make for you a video of how I use this rabbit urine. Rabbit urine is in here. Yes, I have it. It is inside. Don't say, oh, she was just shaking the jerry can, but there was nothing. I have it here. A sample. Rabbit urine. I have it in here. And it is helping me to farm a lot. I do organic farming. So those are the things that are really helping me to farm a lot. That is point number 3. Point number 4. What has helped me to farm? It is here. I save a lot of water. Here is the water that I save. That I save for my garden. This water here, it washed clothes. Water that has washed clothes. Somebody was asking, can that water really do any work? Yes. It is soapy. It has some calcium, some sodium substances of soap. And this sodium, it makes the soap to be thick, and it can be of some harm to the crop. But what do we do to use this soapy water to do some farming? What do we do? This soapy water here, if it is 20 liters of water, 20 liters, get 3 oranges, 3 lemons, you squeeze them in the water like this. Squeeze the lemon, not oranges, lemon. 3 of them in 20 liters of water, like this. Then you leave this water to sleep for overnight, 24 hours. This water, that sodium sulfate content of soap, it will be washed away. And you're going to use this water to farm. It can water the fruit trees, it can water the bananas, and you keep farming. So that is point number 4. I save a lot of water, which I use at the farm to farm my crops. The next point is what we do. After settling here in the northern part of this country, I got a lot of challenges when I was still at the farm. So I could reach the markets and you don't find what you want to eat. So those challenges every day, you reach the market, you can't find what you want to eat. You reach the market, they tell you avocados, they are coming from somewhere in the Far East. They'll reach tomorrow morning. I said, no, I think I need to farm. So I started doing my own farming slowly, and up to today, I've picked up. I'm still continuing. Those are the things that have kept me farming. Number 6, I do a lot of crop rotation. When you look at some of the cereals I have here, these are nuts. These are ground nuts, yes, ground nuts. Then here I have some beans. Then I've shown you some of the other things I have when we started, the maize, the bananas. This side I have the avocado behind my back. That is an avocado tree. It is there behind my back. So crop rotation, it can help to control a cycle of infections in the farms, in the gardens. So when you keep rotating your crops, you'll be able to harvest a lot of food. So some of the reasons, number 6, that has kept me farming, crop rotation is one of them. Then number 7 that has kept me farming, diversification in agriculture. Originally, people who are in semi-arid areas, they grow things like this. This is sorghum. I picked it from the neighbor's garden. I don't grow sorghum because I'm not good at eating it, so I picked it from the neighbor's garden. This is sorghum. So personally, I decided to change from the original things, original foodstuffs. I said no. I think when we try this, we can do better. So I started trying things like avocados, the bananas you're seeing the other side. I farm a lot of apples. I farm pawpaws. So diversification in agriculture, in the gardens, it has helped me to keep farming. Because when you have something new and you love it, it's new in the community, you really give it all the attention that you can do it, you can give it, and you keep farming like that. Point number 8, what has kept me farming? I give the farm time. Unless I have appointments outside in town to outreach to other farmers, I'm always here at the farm. I made for you a video how you can control safety at your farm without cameras. And in that video I told you, when you give your farm time, even this small safety can be avoided at the farm. So I give my farm time. Whenever I'm not so busy with a lot of activities around, I'm always here to give the farm time to see whatever insect has affected any of my crops, any of my plants, then I spray them. So I give the farm time. Then another point that has kept me farming, that is point number 9, I plant my things in season. I do seasonal planting. If it is beans, as long as the rains have come, I always go and plant these beans here. The beans here, I go and plant them in time, whenever it is time for planting. If the same thing I do for nuts, I plant them in season and I harvest them in time. I don't leave them in the garden for long, then I harvest them in time and bring them back home. So number last, it requires some fencing. When you look at me, my farm here around, you can see some poles at the extreme end, So I've done some fencing. Fencing is key. Other parts of mine which are not yet fenced, I've found it challenging to do farming in these semi-arid areas. Then the last, I always save the last for those who watch till the end. The last that has kept me farming. It is from the book of James in the Bible. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 5. It is like anybody who needs wisdom or knowledge from the Lord, ask to the Lord. He will generously give it to you. So you can be like, how can I start farming? How will I farm in semi-arid areas, in these dry areas? God is knowing what you're going through. Since God knows what you're going through, you'll be able to manage to farm, you'll enjoy farming, you'll be able to water your crops, you'll learn to make your own pesticides, and you keep farming. So may the good Lord give you that wisdom, that knowledge, and you stay farming. I don't have a lot to say. It has been a bit longer of a video. Thank you. May the good Lord bless you all. See you again.